Why are you getting out of the car, sir? Step over here now. Have a seat.
I'm not sitting. I'm not sitting!
Back up! Back up!
I'm not sitting, mother.
Vertical. Put your hands behind your back.
Where's the key on there?
I know he's got it on his feet. And he's got it on his
But there's no one else in here, right?
No, you can
Officer Wright pulls over a car for zipping too fast, and out pops David Kubek, who clearly isn't thrilled about sitting tight. Kubek shakes his head at the command to remain in the car, blurting out, "I'm not sitting. I got stuff to do." This initial confrontation sets the stage for the unfolding drama. Hang tight, things are about to get wild.
Hello. Officer, I will be placed on it. The reason why I'm stopping you is speed. 57 and a 35. You're going 57 and a 35, sir. You have your driver's license, proof of insurance. Why are you getting out of the car, sir?
I'm not sitting. I'm not sitting!
Here's where it heats up. As Kubek resists settling down, Officer Wright, with growing frustration, keeps urging him to park it on the ground. Kubek's not having any of it, ramping up the tension as he moves towards the officer while throwing out a string of expletives. "I'm not sitting. Back off. I'm not sitting, buddy." The struggle intensifies as the officer tries to keep the situation from boiling over. You won't want to miss what comes next.
Why are you getting out of the car, sir?
I gotta get my driver's license.
12 radio, this male just stepped out of the vehicle. Step over here now. Have a seat on the ground. Have a seat.
I'm not sitting. I'm not sitting!
Back up! Back up!
I'm not sitting, mother.
Vertical. Put your hands behind your back.
This is getting juicy. Officer Wright, trying to dial down the mayhem, orders Kubek to put his hands on the car. It's a crucial moment as Wright strives to prevent any further escalations. However, Kubek remains stubbornly non-compliant and defiant. Brace yourself, because the plot thickens.
I'm not.
I will tase you, sir. Touch the vehicle. Put your hands on the vehicle now!
What the?
Radio, send me units.
Watch as the cavalry arrives. Seeing the tussle, a bystander jumps in to lend a hand as Officer Wright calls for backup, shouting into the radio, "Send me units, stat!" The brave Samaritan wrestles Kubek down, helping the officer attempt to slap the cuffs on. Despite their efforts, Kubek keeps up the resistance, with Wright commanding, "Roll over on your stomach now, and knock it off. Buckle up, there's more action ahead."
Roll over on your stomach now!
Knock it off, man. Knock it off now. Get your arm behind you.
Put your arm behind your back. Get your cuffs. Get your cuffs. Get your cuffs.
Shut up.
It's turning into a real barn burner now. Amid the struggle, a bystander steps up, scolding Kubek with a stern reminder, "You don't do that to a woman, do you get me?" This moment really underscores the community's backing of law enforcement and highlights the unacceptable nature of Kubek's antics. The intervention by the bystanders is key in getting things under control. Just when you think it's wrapping up, think again.
You don't do that to a woman. Do you understand me? Fuck or not, you don't do that to a woman.
All right, Jake, get him on.
Take it down.
Don't do that to a woman.
All right, you guys.
Raised you.
All right,
You're good up here. You're good.
male's detained at this time. Keep your slide.
Rolling your side.
We're not done just yet. With assistance from the Good Samaritans, Officer Wright helps Kubek to his feet and leads him back to the police vehicle. This marks the end of the physical confrontation, with Kubek safely in custody. The whole incident highlights the vital role that community members can play in supporting law enforcement during dicey situations. The grand finale is as gripping as the opener.
Stand up. Walk back to my car.
Today, Elizabeth Milner begins with a seemingly innocent vlog entry from Mitchell Dang, where she excitedly talks about a hair-dyeing adventure. This casual beginning sharply contrasts with the grave revelations that follow as Elizabeth delves into the tragic details of Mitchell's elimination in Georgia. Buckle up, the plot thickens and it's a doozy.
Today I'm going to get some hair dye products because I'm gonna dye my friend's hair and I'm gonna cut it. How exciting. So I kind of want to like vlog. I don't know if I want to vlog because I don't know, I might be shy.
Horrific details released in court about the man accused of raping and murdering a beloved vlogger in Georgia.
And what did he say happened next?
At that point, he said he stripped her clothes. I asked her why he stripped her of her clothes. He said because of DNA. He said he watches TV, he watches how we investigate cases. Took all of her clothes, stuffed it in his book bag. He stuffed her naked body up under the stairwell. He grabbed some newspaper, tried to cover her head. He said he walked out of the parking deck.
Just when you thought it was just another day in the life vlog, Elizabeth highlights Mitchell Dang as a vibrant YouTuber whose life was cruelly cut short. She had been enjoying a concert just days before her body was discovered, bringing a personal connection to the tragic events. The story takes a sinister twist next.
Here's the case. On August 30th, officers were dispatched to a parking garage after a woman was found dead. The woman was identified as 25-year-old Mitchell Dang. She was a YouTube vlogger with most of her videos broadcasting her everyday life.
Hi guys. So I'm going to attempt to vlog today. Oh, I just went the wrong way. Actually, I'm just gonna go this way. I brought my camera and everything.
And now, witness the cunning guise of a predator. Elizabeth discusses how Arnold masqueraded as a good Samaritan, only to kidnap and murder Mitchell after a concert. This feigned benevolence led to one of the most brutal crimes. What comes next is even more bone-chilling.
Dang was last seen at a concert just days before her body was discovered in downtown Atlanta. After the concert and a night out, investigators say she was kidnapped and killed by a total stranger.
He observed Mitchell Dang walking to the street.
Did he know her name?
He did mention her name.
2 weeks after Dang vanished and was murdered, authorities arrested 24-year-old Jacavius Arnold for a slew of charges including murder, kidnapping, aggravated sexual battery, necrophilia, and financial transaction theft.
Here's where your jaw will drop. Detective Shepard's testimony reveals how Arnold approached Mitchell under the guise of helping her, only to turn violent. The detective's details paint a vivid picture of the night's events, emphasizing Arnold's predatory tactics. The horror escalates, so steel yourself for what's coming.
Shepard testified Dang was leaving the music venue when Arnold allegedly approached her, masquerading as a good citizen.
He said that she stumbled out into the street. He approached her.
If I could, I hate to interrupt, you said while we were watching the video that Mitchell stumbled at one point. You said that'd be significant. Is this why?
This is very significant. On the video, we see her stumbling out of frame. This is where I believe that she came in contact with Jacavius.
What did he say next?
He said that he walked up to her, asked her if she needed help. He said that she screamed at him, said, "Get away from me."
You might want to sit down for this part. Elizabeth recounts the extended assault on Mitchell by Arnold, who took advantage of her unconscious state to commit heinous acts. Arnold's meticulous efforts to cover his tracks show a disturbing level of premeditation. The tale grows darker with the next revelation.
Detective Shepard said after she passed out, Arnold raped Dang for at least 20 minutes.
And what did he say happened next?
At that point, he said he stripped her clothes. I asked her why he stripped her of her clothes. He said because of DNA. He said he watches TV, he watches how we investigate cases. Took all of her clothes, stuffed it in his book bag. He stuffed her naked body up under the stairwell. He grabbed some newspaper, tried to cover her head. He said he walked out of the parking deck. He broke her phone, threw it away, realized he left his sunglasses up under her body.
Ending on a grim note, Elizabeth discusses Arnold's previous criminal behavior, illustrating a pattern of violent actions before detailing the strict court proceedings that followed. Arnold's history provides context to his horrible actions against Mitchell. As the case unfolds, stay tuned for more shocking updates.
A warrant was issued for Arnold's arrest on September 19th.
I did hear probable cause to support the following 9 charges: murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, aggravated sexual battery, necrophilia, financial transaction card theft, robbery, and kidnapping.
Jail records show Arnold has had several run-ins with the law before. In 2016, he was charged with criminal property damage. Following year, he was charged with battery and robbery. We'll keep you updated on this case as it further develops in court. Reporting for Law and Crime Network, I'm Elizabeth Milner.
Officers in Louisville, Kentucky, uncover a shocking scene on the evening of August 16th when they discover a woman held captive in a local home. It all kicks off on the city's south side after neighbors dial in a panic, reporting a woman's desperate screams. The body cam footage rolls as officers hustle into the scene, making for a jaw-dropping opener. And guess what? It only ramps up from here.
Unbelievable video shows the rescue of a woman held captive, discovered with a collar around her neck, chained to the floor. Officers found her on the second floor of the home after discovering the entire first floor had been barricaded. At about 7 o'clock that evening, a call came in from concerned neighbors reporting a woman screaming. Body camera video shows officers arrive on the scene.
Hold on to your coffee because things are about to get even more chaotic. In a daring moment, Jonna Wilson, the 37-year-old victim, is spotted after she smashes a window on the second floor. She bravely kicked out the window and screamed for help, which led officers to scramble up a ladder to her aid. Wilson, visibly shaken, is found chained to the floor, a sight that tugs at the heartstrings. Buckle up, because the officers are just getting warmed up.
Early on, officials realized the entire first floor is barricaded off, blocking all doors and windows.
Put the door down? Yeah. I got a bunch of loose.
But there is a second floor window open after the woman chained inside, 37-year-old Jonna Wilson, kicked out a window and began screaming. Officers use a ladder found on the side of the home to reach Wilson.
Where you see a ladder?
You won't believe what the officers find at the top of the ladder. As they reach the top, they find Wilson in tears, a heavy chain collar locked around her neck. They immediately ask about the suspect, their concern palpable and urgent, showing just how high the stakes are. The tension is through the roof. Stick around to see how they handle this pickle.
At the top of the ladder, officers find Wilson crying with a chain collar and padlock around her neck. Immediately, they ask about the suspect.
Is anybody else in there? He did what? Is he Hispanic?
The suspect was later identified as Moses May, Wilson's estranged boyfriend and father to her child.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more intense, the plot thickens. Wilson spills the beans, revealing her estranged boyfriend, Moses May, lured her over with a bogus cleaning job. Instead of dusting shelves, she ends up chained for about 5 hours. Talk about a horrifying twist. Don't go anywhere. You'll want to see how they crack this case wide open.
She later told police he asked her to come over to clean the house. That's when he chained her up. She was there for about 5 hours before being rescued.
Where's the key?
Officers followed the chain from Wilson's neck to a bolt in the floor. Officials use a hatchet to break her free.
But there's no one else in here, right?
No, you can
There we go.
As freedom inches closer, the anticipation builds. Once they ensure Wilson is out of immediate danger, officers use hedge clippers to snip away the chain from her neck. This moment shifts from intense rescue to the beginning of recovery for Wilson. But don't flick to another channel yet. The aftermath is up next, and it's a doozy. 2 days post-rescue, Moses May is nabbed and slapped with charges including kidnapping and assault. He pleads not guilty, throwing yet another curveball into the ongoing legal drama. This courtroom showdown is far from over, so stay tuned as the gavel prepares to drop in the next episode of Courtroom Chaos.
Once she's safely removed from the home, officials use hedge clippers to remove the chain from Wilson's neck.
What kind of car does he drive?
May was taken into custody 2 days later. He now faces multiple charges, including kidnapping, wanton endangerment, and assault. He's pleaded not guilty to all charges and is due back in court on Monday.
At the onset of the confrontation, a neighbor reports to a 911 dispatcher that Ty is threatening to eliminate neighbors and police using a megaphone. This triggers the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department's response. Officers arrive to find Ty vocal and confrontational, further escalating the situation. And you thought your neighborhood watch was exciting. Check out what's next.
It all began on March 11, 2023 in Charlotte, North Carolina. Just before 7 o'clock that morning, dispatch received a 911 call reporting a man making threats to kill his neighbors and police officers.
Charlotte 911, do you need police, fire, or medic?
I need police.
And what's going on that you'll need the police?
Well, my neighbor is threatening me, threatening to kill me, threatening to kill police. I have it on video. We're scared.
Okay, and when you say he's threatening you, is he doing it in person, on the phone? What
yes,
is he?
on the phone with a megaphone. He's out in front of his yard.
Here we go. Things are ramping up. The police learn that Ty has barricaded himself inside his house. This marks the beginning of a standoff, with Ty refusing to surrender despite the police's presence. Previous visits to his home indicate a history of conflicts involving Ty. Brace yourself. The stakes are about to get even higher.
Officers with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department arrived to a home on the city's southwest side. That's where they learned the suspect and Ty had barricaded himself inside. Police were familiar with Ty, though. In fact, they'd been to his home 45 times before, starting in September 2017. Body camera video shows officers approach the front door in an effort to take Ty into custody.
Watch as the plot thickens. As the standoff prolongs, officers attempt to negotiate with Ty, who uses his megaphone to shout religious and conspiratorial statements. He claims divine protection against arrest, complicating the negotiation process. This period is critical as it shows Ty's unstable mental state and the challenges faced by the responding team. And just when you think it can't get any crazier, it does.
Ty responds using his megaphone, discussing religion and the government.
You cannot arrest me. I am above the law. I am above the law, nigga. You cannot do nothing to me, okay? I am above the law. You're gonna have to kill me. I believe in Lord Jesus Christ, okay? And you're gonna have to kill me and all the heavenly angels and Jesus Christ if you want to arrest me, okay?
You won't believe what's coming next. As the standoff reaches its peak, Ty becomes more agitated and makes threats against his own life. Police continue to negotiate, trying to de-escalate the situation and persuade him to surrender peacefully. The tension is palpable, with officers prepared for any sudden movements. Hang tight, there's more drama just around the corner.
I don't want you to kill yourself. Nobody out here. Nobody. No. We need you here. We need you here. Your dogs need you here. Your mom needs you here. And I'll be honest. Like the officer you were talking to before, Officer Grant, don't put that on our conscience.
At last, some light at the end of the tunnel. After a grueling 30 hours, Ty finally agrees to surrender. He appears confused and distressed, but follows the commands to walk towards the officers. His surrender is tense but peaceful, ending the immediate threat to both himself and the officers. But wait, there's more. The aftermath is a doozy.
More than 24 hours after the standoff began, Ty finally surrendered and was taken into custody. These moments were caught from multiple angles.
Keep walking towards the sound of my voice.
You switch up with walls go. Can we move? He's facing that way. Bang it out. Right. Move. Move. I got cuffs. The 40 millimeter needs to be ready. Decker, is he ready?
Keep walking towards the sound of my voice.
Think the excitement's over? Not by a long shot. Following Ty's arrest, the extent of the damage to his house becomes apparent. The residence is largely destroyed due to the standoff, showcasing the severity of the incident. Discussions about responsibility for the damage and Ty's mental health treatment are initiated. Up next, the legal eagle lands. Courtroom drama incoming.
During his arrest, a gun fell from Ty's pocket. But what may be more shocking is the absolute disaster left behind in the home. Body camera video captures the house that appears largely destroyed after the 30-hour standoff.
And now, for the courtroom circus. Ty is charged with multiple offenses, including communicating threats and violating a protective order. Although these charges are later dropped, he remains in legal proceedings for assaulting an officer with a firearm. The case continues to develop, highlighting ongoing concerns about law enforcement interactions with mentally unstable individuals. Stay tuned, because the legal twists are about to get twistier.
Never trust a
Ty was charged with multiple counts of communicating threats and violating a protective order, but those charges were dropped. He's still awaiting trial, though, for charges of assaulting a law enforcement officer with a firearm. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Sierra Gillespie.